Welcome to another episode of the Rugged Homestead. Today, I'm going to be putting in the floor of my food forest. One of the most important things you need to do when starting up a permaculture food forest is to get the basics in place first. For me, it means putting down wood chips, a thick layer of wood chips, 4 to 6 inches thick, across my entire backyard. Best time to do that would have been a year ago or longer. The next best time is now. Kind of like planting a tree. The wood chips, they'll end up breaking down and they'll provide nutrients to the soil and they'll create better soil for the trees to go into. So while I want to start buying trees and planting them, I also want to get the foundation correct for them first. So what I've had done is had a load of wood chips brought in. You might have seen that in the prior video on the garden tour. And I've been slowly, every day, a couple of wheelbarrows full at a time, usually 3 to 5, sometimes as many as 10, depending on how energetic I feel. Load up a wheelbarrow, dump it in, spread them out, and continue on. So the first load of wood chips that I got probably is only going to do about half my yard, but for now, I'm going to continue on loading wood chips. We're making progress on the wood chips here. As you can see, the pile's getting smaller. But before I do any more, got to do some demo work. Used to have a pool in the backyard, above ground pool, and I had a concrete pad I installed that the ladder would sit on. And now it's in the way of the property. I had hoped to be able to move it and move it over here in front of the deck, but it's just too damn heavy. I just tried to move it and lifted it up, and yeah, it ain't going anywhere. Yeah, so this is the pad. It's about 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet across, about 2 feet wide, and a couple inches thick, and it is freaking heavy. So what I'm going to try and do is just break it up and get rid of the concrete then. Would have liked to have had it as I said, a stepping stone to go up onto the deck, but I'm not going to kill myself either for this. I don't have a jackhammer to break this up. I do have a hammer drill, so I'm going to hope that the hammer drill will be enough to break it. That's not working. So now I'll try the right angle grill with a diamond blade. And when all else fails, bring out the 16-pound sledge. That seems to work. All right. Should have did that in the first place. So I get anywhere from 3 to 5 wheelbarrows full a day, spread them out. Usually do like one line across the back of the yard. Depends on how I feel. Today I'm a little winded after the breaking up the cement pad. As suspected, the wood chips only got half my yard covered. And it's all about 3 to 6 inches deep along here. So I'm going to have a good area to begin planting my fruit trees, as there's a lot of room back here to start filling them in. But of course, I want to cover all that up as well, dog legs around the garden, and then fill up the garden paths as well. I also have front of the house too that I want to fill in around some trees, and I want to make a berm right down past the arbor there on the left-hand side between the two properties. Because I want to plant some fruit trees over there as well eventually. So right now, and of course this is the reason why we're covering it in, I mean other than the food forest, is the dirt track it's turned into because of the puppy running back here. All the wood chips will prevent that from happening. Now, as you notice also, there's a lot of twigs and all, and I don't mind having the twigs here because they'll eventually break down and also provide nutrient to the soil. I try to keep the big twigs out of the main walkway, but for the most part I don't mind, and I have been actually filling it in behind the fruit trees to serve as a sort of chop and drop type of wood layer that'll eventually break down. So it goes all the way up around behind the chicken coop, fully 360 around, and then all the way out here around the deck with the pergola over the top. So now I have to try and locate another tree service that's cutting down a tree and get them to dump their wood chips.
3 days later.
So if you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you don't already do so, and click that alarm button. That way you'll be notified right away when videos like this are posted, and you'll be able to follow along as I turn my suburban home into a permaculture food forest homestead. Okay, thanks for watching. I introduced a vicious puppy in my last garden update, and as you can tell, a stranger would be taking their life in their hands coming around this property here. Truly fortunate to have such a guard dog here to protect the rugged homestead.